Hello, hello guys. I hope you guys are doing extremely well. It's been a long time since I did. Hello guys. I hope you guys are doing extremely well. It's been. It's been quite some time since the last time that I did a stream. It's been quite a long time since the last time. What's happening in here? Sorry, I had a little problem just right now. Okay, great. Today will be very interesting. I personally think so. How can I arrange this? I think that you guys can listen to me quite well. So for today, I will be recording. I don't like when the screen is like this. So as I said, guys, it's been a long time since the last time that I did a stream, and I'm very happy to do a stream today. I was very, very excited. And I think that today's stream will be particularly interesting. Today we'll be studying a very interesting document. Beautiful. I like when the stream is excellent. Stream is excellent. Nice. I think Kik sometimes does work pretty well in terms of streaming than YouTube. So guys, let's start with today's streaming. So for today, oh god damn it, I forgot to put on the name of the, I forgot to put it. Anyways, where can I put in the name of this? I think for me to put the name first, I have to stop the stream. But let me just continue. Doesn't matter right now. So as I was saying, today we're going to study a very interesting document that I came to see it some times ago. And the document talks about the different places where money can flow in the next future. So basically this report, I hope that you guys can see. Yes, you guys can see. Beautiful. So basically this report was made by an institute, and the institute is McKinsey. And so last year they did make another report. It was last year, if I think so. So they were talking about the next big arenas of competition in the world. Now, in this new article that they are doing right now, they're talking about the 18 future arenas of competition in the world. And basically, those arenas are the different domains where there will be a huge flow of money if we base ourselves on those predictions and their statistics, right? Let's open the document. It's a long document, so we'll try to look at the document and see what we can get out of this document. I think it's a good thing to do, especially when it comes to identifying the different domains in which you want to go. If you want to make money, or if you want to contribute to a certain degree, right? So it's important. Now we're going to skip these. I've read a little bit of the beginning, but I did judge it very interesting or very good to share it in a small streaming, and that's what I'm going to do now. So as I was saying, last year they did identify 12 arenas of competition, but this year is 18 future arenas of competition. And basically the time scale to which it expands goes to 2040. So for this particular report, it takes into account the different domains that are going to have a huge impact when we are taking the perspective of cash flow in the world in the next 20 years. So, as I was saying, the institute that makes this report is the McKinsey Global Institute. And let's take a look at that quickly. So, from the very beginning, they talk about, this is a small introduction to document, right? Now, this is a very interesting sentence that did catch my attention. And here they say, although these industries represented only about 10% of large company revenues, they explained half the growth in market capitalization. Now, I don't really know a lot of the words that I use in economics, just as a market capitalization, but I try to simplify things as easy as I can. Let's take a look at that market capitalization. What's the meaning of that? To me, it represents the amount of cash flow that flows through an economy. Let me see if I'm right or wrong. God damn it! Why is it not working? The total value of a publicly traded company's outstanding common shares. Okay, I was wrong. So let's take a look at that. Although these industries represented only 10% of large company revenues, they explained half the growth in market capitalization. They grew twice as fast as others, with roughly double the R&D intensity and triple the profitability. Now, this is throughout the report, right? Throughout this report, we refer to all 18 as future arenas likely to lead in growth and dynamism to 2040. Even as this group is changing the business landscape today. Together, these 18 future arenas could generate 29 trillion to 48 trillion in revenues by 2040. So this is the amount of money that is going to flow into those particular domains, right? Let's take a look at the domains quickly. So those are the 12 past arenas that they did identify before. I did take a little look at this. So those are the blue parts. Those are the ones that they did identify the last time. And so apparently they said that their prediction was pretty true, and it even exceeded what they thought that those particular sectors will contribute to the world's economy. I think there was a sentence where they talked about that. So the 18 future arenas could generate 29 trillion to 48 trillion in revenues by 2040. So those are the future arenas that they're talking about. We have e-commerce revenue in 2022, 4,000. And then you have this in 2040, right? This is just a big jump, 14,000. Is it billions? I think billions of dollars. 14,000 billions of dollars. Now, I did try to calculate the percentage, the growth percentage of this, and it goes at around 200%. But the highest percentage growth is this one, which AI software and services. So you have e-commerce, AI software and services, cloud services, electric vehicles, digital advertising, semiconductors. You have NVIDIA, shared autonomous vehicles, space, cybersecurity, batteries, modular construction, streaming video. Now, this was a very interesting one, because even in this video that I'm doing right now, I'm doing a small streaming, right? You have video games. Video games also are going to boom, and I think it's quite significant, right? I don't know. It seems to be like for video games like a 50% growth, 50% growth. Yeah. So you have robotics. Robotics also is going to explode when you see the different change, when you see the growth. You have future air mobility. I don't know what the fuck this is about. Obesity drugs. Now we're going to try to see them in the document. But all of those domains that are here, those are domains where money is going to flow, or most of the money is going to flow. Now, how does it serve people? Why will it serve me, or why will it serve the people that are watching this video? It's like, I think it's important. It's important to identify the domain where you want to go, especially if you want to go into business or stuff like that. You don't want to solve a problem that won't benefit the majority of people, right? Like, you have a life that is limited, and if you have to invest yourself into solving a problem, you try to solve the problem that can help as many people as you possibly can. And now money is just I believe money is a consequence, a good consequence of that, right? So when looking at that, I think that it's important to know where the money will flow in the future. Extremely important. And this report shows that those are the different areas where it's going to flow. Now, interestingly enough, I am a medical student, right? But interestingly enough, I don't really see health in here. You see, the only thing that I see in regards to health is the obesity drugs, which is very interesting because now with the increase in consumption, the increase of wages that people have, people do eat better than before. There is also fast foods. The problem of obesity is quite there, and now they're trying to find drugs for that. So I think that this is also a good opportunity to help and also to make money. Nuclear fission. I was really surprised with this one. I thought that the nuclear fission one will have evolved much more quickly. But even here, there is still some level of growth. It's like there's still some level of growth in here. Now, great. Let's try to look at the document. This is the executive summary. Arenas are where you to find the most growth and competitive dynamism. The most growth. Going into 2026, we find an AI foundation is poised to enable new business models and technology resets in many future-facing industries, from digital platforms to physical realms, including robotics and space. Electrification is advancing steadily. New biofrontiers are refreshing product pipelines, and geopolitics is shaping where and how critical industries are developed and protected. A lot has happened since McKinsey Global Institute published the next big areas of competition in 2024. In that research, we defined arenas as those industries with the highest growth rates and the most competitive dynamism, where market share changes are the norm. With this definition, 12 arenas were identified by analyzing market data from 2005 to 2020. The original dozen included cloud services, e-commerce, biopharmaceuticals, and electric vehicles. Arena industries grew twice as fast as other industries, with roughly double the R&D intensity and triple the profitability. Now, this is the sentence I was talking about earlier. This sentence is very, very, very interesting. Similar features characterize the 18 industries that look most likely to evolve into the next big arenas of competition over the coming years. These future arenas, as we call them, include AI software and services, cybersecurity, shared autonomous vehicles, and modular construction. Now, I didn't know a fuck of what modular construction was, but it's a very interesting thing, if you guys look at it. Modular construction. I think it's very efficient, that way of constructing. Here's what modular construction is. So basically, they build pieces, in factories, already arranged, perhaps having all the things that you need in them, and then they start stacking them all together. So the modular construction seems to also be a domain which will be a domain of growth as well, another arena, modular construction. So I think that if somebody maybe is in the engineering business, maybe the person, if he wants to make money and address problems that are problems that are on actual problems, if he wants to address actual problems, this is also one way to go. Similar features, as I read this already, similar features characterize the 18 industries that look most likely to evolve into the next big arenas of competition, into the next years. These future arenas, as we call them, include AI software and services, cybersecurity, shared autonomous vehicles, and modular construction. If the past is any guide, these 18 arenas will be tomorrow's centers of competition, innovation, and value creation. And since 2022, the 18 have already grown dramatically faster than the rest of the economy. Now, this is very important, and it ties together with one of the sentences that I did underline at the very beginning. Because the way things go is that most of the productivity of things, it follows a certain law. When you take a lot of the things that you do, most of the things from which you do derive a certain meaning or a certain value, they are pretty limited. It's not a lot. Like, for example, if you take a day, you wake up in the morning, maybe you may go to buy groceries, and after that you will go and play basketball. You'll see that when you analyze and you take a look at the things that you do, which provide value to you, actual value, you will see that you don't have that many. And it's the same thing also with I think it's the same thing also that happens with economy. It's not that I don't think that the domains that do drive the economy forward are all of the domains. There are certain domains that do take the most of the money, just as the most amount of money in the world is concentrated within a circle of people. I think it's the same thing also that happens in here. So they said that 18 have already grown dramatically faster than the rest of the economy. Now, I think that it's very important for people to take a look at this. I think it's important to take a look at this. Like, here are other industries that are here. The industries that are not blue. Those are other industries, the other industries. Now, they didn't do a study of those industries in here, the gray industries, but they are still there. But when you take a look, it's just a part of those industries that is just taking, that is just seeing a huge cash flow going in, right? Future arenas are not only expanding at disproportionate speed, they are reshaping capital flows, industrial dynamics, regional competition, and the strategic calculus of companies and governments alike. So even for investments. Since 2022, future arenas have pulled away from the pack. Mm. Growth takes off in the future arenas. Since 2022, future arenas have pulled away from the pack with a 29% KAGR from 2022 to 2025. Don't know the heck what that means, but let's just continue. Their combined market cap grew nearly 4 times as fast as non-arenas. 4 times. Revenues over the same period tell a similar story in even starker relief. Future arenas revenues rose 11% per year, while non-arenas were essentially flat on aggregate. Over the same 3-year period, capital expenditure and R&D for arenas also surged ahead with a 14% CAGR compared with just 4% for other industries. As a result of this momentum, future arenas have driven about half of total market capitalization growth and revenue growth over the past few years. About half of total market cap growth and revenue growth over the past few years. They are at the center of the global growth story now. Beyond growth, rapid market share shifts, that is, high levels of dynamism, are defining features of arenas. After just 3 years, from 2022 to 2025, early signals point to more fluid competition in these industries. The constant leapfrogging of frontier AI models is an example of this competitive dynamism at work. At the same time, we continue to see 3 key ingredients forming a repeatable arena creation potion. They are a technology or business model step change, an escalatory investment pattern, and a large or expanding addressable market. I think this one is very, very important. A large or addressable market. Like if you really want to create cash flow, what is the number of people that you do impact? I think this is a very interesting thing. Now they're talking about a technology or business model step change, an escalatory investment pattern, and a large or expanding addressable market. Those are the 3 things that needs to be taken into account. The potion recipe still appears to fuel arena's strong growth and high dynamism. Looking for the 3 ingredients is a way to identify future high growth arenas likely to propel global GDP in the decades ahead. Yeah, this is one reason why this one is important, right? Future arenas are at the center of global growth, performance of future arenas in other industries. Okay. This was from 2022 to 2025. This is other industries. Market capitalization. I mean, you can look at the data, you can look at the numbers and not understand them. But at least you can look at the figures and you see that, oh, this one is much more bigger than this one. Like seriously, this is almost 3 times this one, right? Look at the revenue, 11 times, it seems. What do they call CAGR again? The question is, do I need to know that? Let me take a look what CAGR means. CAGR meaning compound annual growth rate. So basically, it's like return on their investment. Return on their investment, basically. What is this 50? Or 33? What is this? In percent. Wait, is it from 2000 and do they mean that this it's shrinking and while those ones are growing? Is that what they mean? 2025 data has been analyzed based on 2025 quarterly data available as of publication, with most companies reporting through Q3. Analysis is based on a sample. It covers 69 industries, including 18 future arena industries. The 18 future arenas are pushing forward, some up at warp speed. The future arenas are largely tracking within the growth boundaries our research model for 2040, with some growing notably faster. In fact, 8 arenas are racing ahead near the upper bound of the trajectory. That group features AI softwares and services, shared autonomous vehicles, cloud services, EVs, digital advertising, cybersecurity, semiconductors, and space. The other 10, including streaming video and future air mobility, are advancing roughly as expected or are in earlier stages of growth. To make broader patterns easier to spot across the 18 future arenas, we group them into 5 themes: AI foundation, digitization, electrification, hard tech, and new biofrontiers. Tracking by theme, we see an AI wave rising atop a still surging digital wave. At the same time, electrification is scaling and hard tech is poised to take off. Along new biofrontiers, non-medical biotech remains nascent, while obesity drugs ramp up. Most arenas have grown within or above 2040 scenarios trajectories. Arena reports scenarios for 2022 to 2040. All the growth rates. So those are the future arenas that are going to really, really grow. AI software and services, shared autonomous vehicles, cloud services, electric vehicles, digital advertising, cyber security, semiconductors, space, e-commerce. E-commerce will change. Annual revenue growth rates. %55. God damn it, look at obesity drugs. Subhanallah. Future Arenas added about 18 trillion in market cap in 3 years, from 2022 to 2025. In AI, mostly semiconductors, cloud services, AI software and services. Revenue increase, it's a lot in here. Now, digitization, digital advertising. Let me take a look at that digital advertising. It's also going to grow. I mean, based on those predictions, based on those data. E-commerce. Looking at the past to predict the future. E-commerce did produce too, but digital advertising, it's quite a lot. There's a lot of money that is circulating in there. Streaming video, cybersecurity, video games, electric vehicles, hard tech, space, robotics, shared autonomous vehicles, future air mobility, modular construction, obesity drugs. Of the five themes, the AI Foundation is the fastest growing across market value, revenue, and investment. Market value growth stands out, reflecting investors' expectations. Whether investors' expectations for AI future will be supported by companies' sustained returns or invested capital above the cost of capital is one of the biggest open questions in business today. Let's take a look at this again. Of the five themes, the AI Foundation is the fastest growing across market value, revenue, and investment. Market value growth stands out, reflecting investors' expectations. Whether investors' expectation for AI future will be supported by companies' sustained returns or invested capital above the cost of capital is one of the biggest open questions in business today. AI Foundation, digitization, electrification, hard tech. AI Foundation has driven the most growth. As we observe the rapid escalation of investments and competition in future arenas, a natural next question is, who is driving it? Certainly, the world's leading cloud service provider known as hyperscalers are in the mix. Omniscalers. Now, for those who don't know what omniscalers are, basically those are companies that do extend their hand into a lot of those domains or a lot of those arenas that they did talk about. As we observe the rapid escalation of investments and competition in future arenas, a natural next question is, who is driving it? Certainly, the world's leading cloud service providers known as hyperscalers are in the mix. Related players, we call them omniscalers, provide some broader answers to this question. Omniscalers span arenas, playing simultaneously in many at once. Two quintessential omniscalers are the Amazon and Tesla Plus SpaceX clusters. Together, they span e-commerce, EVs, AI, digital media, robotics, and space, moving swiftly from one arena to another as they compete with new entrants and each other. To pick out more omniscalers with the comparable qualities, we researched the biggest investors in capital expenditure and R&D globally, and then looked for the ones that are actively competing in 3 or more future arenas. That definition added 7 names to a list: Alibaba, Alphabet or Google, Apple, Huawei, Meta, Microsoft, and Samsung. 6 of them are based in the United States and the other 3 in Asia. Alibaba, Huawei, and Samsung. Why do omniscalers matter? Their growing presence in the arenas marks the emergence of new economies of scope and scale. For starters, omniscalers are deploying even larger pools of cash into long payback bets. Omniscaler's advantages also appear to lie in reinforcing bundles of assets and capabilities. No single element determines cross arena success. We see a combination of reusable infrastructure, data network effects, high risk appetites, and top talent attraction among the interlocking strengths. No single element determines cross-arena success. We see a combination of reusable infrastructure, data network effects, high-risk appetites, and top talent attraction among the interlocking strengths. Some of their long payback bets are already generating revenue. Omniscaler's revenue is an order of magnitude larger than that of other arena companies. By 2025, Omniscalers averaged about 200 billion in revenue each in future arenas, while the other arena players averaged about a 20th of that, about $10 billion each. In total, combining both future arenas and their other businesses, 9 Omniscalers generated revenues of about 2.7 trillion in 2025. To put that in perspective, 2.7 trillion is larger than the GDP of Italy, the 8th biggest economy in the world. Now this is a lot, because what they are saying is that just those businesses that they're talking about generated this. It's a lot. Omniscalers span multiple future arenas. So you have Omniscalers. I'm always saying Omniscalers, putain de merde. I'm always saying Omniscalers because I have this French accent. Omniscalers presence in future arenas in 2025. Those are the largest business, revenue earning business, pre-revenue, internal production, blah blah blah. Alphabet, cloud services, Amazon is also there, Microsoft, no, Tesla is not there, even Meta and Apple. E-commerce, Alphabet is not there, Amazon is there present. Oof, Amazon has a lot of those, my god. Amazon is into space, robotics, future air mobility. Amazon cluster, Microsoft. But it seems to me that Google has the most, is the one that is most connected to all. It's connected to almost all of these. Here are the 2 domains that are not yet touched by any of those 2. Only one does touch it. Modular construction by Samsung. Interesting. The arenas are concentrated regionally. Arena leading companies headquartered in the United States, China, and elsewhere point to distinct regional dynamics. In the United States and Greater China, we find more arena leading companies and more of the ingredients that make up the arena creation portion. In the rest of the world, there are fewer companies participating in arenas. And while the companies that are active in past and future arenas have grown in market cap and revenue share everywhere, the patterns and underlying forces differ by geography. In terms of market cap, firms headquartered in the United States lead in most arenas, reflecting deep capital markets and capitalizing on past arena success. Firms headquartered in the Greater China region have strengthened markedly, especially in electrification, where scale, vertical integration, and manufacturing intensity underpin strong revenue positions. Those in Japan and South Korea have increased their share of market cap in future arenas supported by industrial and consumer electronics. Regional differences in investment intensity, profitability, and policy regimes shape outcomes. As arenas scale time to build, including permitting speed, grid access, and capital mobilization, is a decisive factor alongside technological advances. Even firms that seem to play outside the fastest moving arenas are inevitably affected through shifts in demand, supply chains, and production systems. No business leader can remain completely insulated. Absolutely. Absolutely. Firms headquartered in the United States hold 75% of global market capitalization in future arenas. Oof, look at China with batteries. Wow, China also has a lot, in terms of nuclear fission. I didn't know that China was that developed in video games. Electric vehicles, like we can see it with electric vehicles with China. But it seems to me as though it's not. Is this one right for electric vehicles? I never went to the United States, but talking about electric vehicles, I think China was also pretty advanced right now. What is this one? What do they mean by Greater China? Greater China includes mainland China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau. Mm. All other industries. So you see them in those countries. Europe. What about Europe? God damn, Europe is far behind. I swear, my God. Non-medical biotech. That's where Europe goes and works in. Robotics. Obesity drugs. As the competitive intensity inside arenas escalates, grasping how this competition is evolving can offer valuable foresight today. The next big arenas of competition are close and most consequential than they may seem. For one thing, they bring with them fresh opportunities to capture value and grow. At the same time, they are rapidly reshaping where companies compete as well as how they operate, which can have far reaching ripple effects. Even firms that seem to play outside the fastest moving arenas are inevitably affected through shifts in demands, supply chains, and production systems. No business leader can remain completely insulated. If you are in an arena, the pace of change and competition is dizzying. If you are not, you risk being left behind. Okay? A better understanding of arenas can help decision makers respond to and keep up with the accelerating pace of change. This is a nice conclusion. I just like the way this document is written. This girl looks like Beyonce. Growth takes off in future arenas. From AI cloud services and cybersecurity to more physical realms like space, robotics, and modular construction, the 18 arenas of the future are already economically significant and they are pulling further ahead. Data through 2025 show that each of the 18 future arenas named in the flagship report are progressing broadly in line with the scenarios we modeled for 2040 and some even faster. Since 2022, future arenas have expanded far faster than other industries, with market caps total expanding 4 times as fast as non-arenas, 29% per year from 2022 to 2025 compared with just 8%. Future arenas revenues climbed 11% per year during the same period compared with a 1% growth rate in non-arenas. On average, future arenas accounted for about half of total market cap growth and revenue growth over the past few years. As of 2025, the 18 arenas represented roughly $23 trillion capital expenditure, and R&D investment also grew faster over the 3-year period. Arenas expanded their investment spending at an annualized rate of about 14%, compared with 4% for non-arenas. The 2025 annualized investment among the arena companies exceeded $1 trillion. Arenas also earn higher returns. In our sample, future arena companies delivered a return on invested capital of about 1.5 times that of non-arenas. 1.5 times invested capital than that of non-arenas. Future arenas combine the 3 arena creation potion elements to fuel strong growth and high dynamism. Beyond growth, rapid market share shifts, that is, high levels of dynamism, are defining characteristics of arenas. For 2022-2025, we measure revenue dynamism with a shuffle rate of 14 percentage points for our future arenas compared with 10 percentage points for non-arenas. The shuffle rate comparison means that future arenas had bigger market share shifts among top players than non-arenas. While this 3-year window is too short for definitive conclusions about new entrants and sustained shifts in market share, the early signals point to a more fluid competitive dynamics in arenas. One only needs to witness the constant leapfrogging of frontier AI models to see these. There are three ingredients that form a repeatable arena creation potion, which we continue to see across these industries. We first see a technology or business model step change, not just one new idea, but a new trajectory or platform. As examples, think of the discovery of the GLP-1 therapies for obesity, and reusable rocket launchers that minimize the cost of getting satellites into space. Second, we see escalatory investment, with players spending at a never increasing pace to try to keep a seat at the table. This can be a race for primacy or even just survival as players rapidly develop capability on the new technology curve. The spend gets very big in absolute terms, but none of that matters if the competitor spends more. A process that keeps going and shakes out those who cannot keep up. The escalatory investment pattern is most evident in AI, but across arenas, qualitative advantages can result in both extraordinarily high investment and winner take most dynamics. And third, we see a large and expanding addressable market which may draw from an already large market such as EV building on the existing global automotive market or shared autonomous vehicles, rerouting traffic from the taxi and ride sharers market. I think I'm going to stop somewhere here. And third, we see a large or expanding addressable market which may draw from an already large market such as EVs building on the existing global automotive market or shared autonomous vehicles rerouting traffic from the taxi and ride shares markets. Alternatively, large and expanding markets can be created anew, as seen in AI software and services. The recipe still appears to work as future arenas combine the three arena creation potion elements to fuel strong growth and high dynamism. Let me stop here for now. Let me take a look today at today's streaming. Is the stream good? Is the stream good? Let me see if the streaming is good. I think it wasn't bad. I think that is not bad. I think let me take a small pause today. And how am I going to do that? The only thing I can do is by playing something for you. And I'm going to take my piano. Let me take my piano and practice a little bit. Let me take my piano and practice a little bit. There we go. After that, I think that I will be doing some exercises. Now, I've never played piano in here, but I think that I can still do very nice practice. Now I think that it's better if I take this in here. Oh my god, it looks way better. Much more better than what I was expecting. Much, much more better. It's much more better. I'm telling you guys, there's nothing as good as getting energy from music. It's beautiful. Let me see if it works. Oh, I didn't put the button. Oof, there we go, guys. Ah, I need to set up the timer. I'm telling you guys, I'm really happy. Hi, Bixby, please set up a timer of 30 minutes. Hi, Bixby, please set up a timer for 30 minutes. God damn. There we go. I think that today I'm going to practice the key of E. So for those who don't know, I started practicing piano. I think it's been already 1 year and a half, eh? Yes. I started practicing piano 1 year and a half. Doesn't look great. So I have like 30 minutes. Let me try to practice as quickly as possible. It makes it a little bit weird, eh? This is for the key of E. Now let's look a little bit at the key of D. Mm-mm. I think it's good if we go with songs. Let's take one song. There's one song of Celine Dion that is in the key of E. Let me try to practice with that one. Ah, it's been such a long time that I didn't practice. Key of E. I don't want to have some copyright claims right now, so I have to bring the film. I need to be I need to familiarize myself in moving from the four going to the fifth and all. Da 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 do do do. I think this is do. I think maybe it resolves with the four. Da da dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da 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 do da da do da do da 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 do do dan do da 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 then that's the way. I always, instead of playing this, I always play this. But I think this is how the song, let's go with the song, continue with the song again. Don't give up on yourself. Love comes to those who believe it, and that's the way. There's the progression. Dun 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 da ding dun dun da intro da da ding dun dun da da dun 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 da da dun 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 da 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 do and dun da da dun dun dun. It also works, hey. That the dun 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 or does it work 2 to 4? Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay, so. I think it's better to mix it with the 5. Da 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 da. Then da 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 da. So it's 2, 5, 1. Dun 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 da do 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 dun da dun dun then da da da. He's dun dun dun. Da da da. I always mix it and I take the 6. Da, 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 da. There are a lot of movements in here. I'm not really used. I know the chords, but I'm not used to play them that quick yet. Let's go again. What the hell? It's better with the 6. Is there another way to play this? Da 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 da. Da 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 no one to say da 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 2, 5, 1. Now here's the 2. Da 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 da. I think this is the one, right? Da 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 da. No. It doesn't work like that. No. It's a bad idea. this is another inversion. I have to work with this in the then da 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 do the then that's the way they. There's another song in the key of E, Paramore. Ain't it fun? Still key of E. Da-da-da. One was running thing. Not you one. Ain't fun. Da-da-da. I think the da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, or it starts with a 1. Da-da-da, or we can start it like da-da-da, or da-da-da, 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 da, da-da, no, da, da, da-da-da, guys, it's just practicing here. I'm just practicing in here, guys. Just practicing, just practicing. Let's go, let's continue. I think uh Paramore, right? Name is Paramore. Ain't it fun? Yes, it's the name. So it's Ain't It Fun. I don't know if you guys know the song. Da da dum, da da dun 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 dun. Let's take a look at that. Nostradamus. We start with this one. Bitches didn't done. It doesn't go. It doesn't go well. Is it a tree? Da 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 da. Dun 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 da 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 to one da 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 da. Dun 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 da da do da do da da do dun da dun dun da beta around you. So what you gonna do when the world on do 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 da 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 da. Why when I'm playing 6, or maybe it's another 6, maybe it's an inversion. I'm playing this. Maybe da 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 da, because it doesn't make sense. Da 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 da. What was that 6 again? What the hell is this? What the fucking hell is this? Let me take a look at the chords a little bit. I've never done that before though. I've never looked for the chords of a song. for. I don't even know how to read those. Don't they have for piano? The only thing that I know about piano is just the number system, I swear. It's just the number system. This C minor 7, flat 9, 8. Oh my god. I haven't studied that yet. Now the only thing that I have in mind is just the number system. As I said, told you guys, I'm just a beginner in piano, just a beginner, and I'm doing this just because I want to exercise and practice. That's all. This is another song which I need to understand. I think this one also is it's a song probably in E. I need to practice the inversions. Especially in the key of E. That's bad. I don't mind. But it doesn't sound as what's the 6 in here? Let me invert this. This is this. No, it's not a 1. Probably a 1. It's not a 4. It's probably 1. 1 and a 5. What you want. I think it's not bad as a progression, but I don't feel as though it's the progression that they play, or it doesn't sound the same as they play to me. What you want. It is easy to What the dun do what dun da 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 round here. So what are you gonna do when the world did not do round you, down you, around you. So it's round you. So what did you gonna do? I think now it becomes like a six. What did you gonna do when the word? What did you do when the word do? So what I'm gonna do? Then the word Let me just practice a last one. Let me practice the last one again. Two, 4. Two, not bad. 2, 4, 2, 5, 6, 4. 2. Not bad. Let me invert this. Four, 2, 2 inverted, 4. I need to invert also the 4. No, I've never inverted the 4. The key of E is a nice key, but I need to practice the inversions. I need to practice the inversions. I need to practice the inversions now. I don't know anything about the inversions. This is the 4. This is the 4. This is the 5. The 5 is, I think. What is the 6 in here? The 6 will be, so it's if it's the 4, so dum, dum. What's the other inversion of this? The other version, I think it sounds better this way. Oh, it sounds better. It sounds good. gotta stop in here. I don't like. Sometimes I just hate music. Which is a beautiful dichotomy because I also like it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let's take a look. A little bit of this, a little bit of up and down. I'm alone with the shape of you. Let's go, guys. Beautiful. Music always energizes me. Always. That's what I hate. I hate it. I hate it. It stirs the waters. Guys, do you know guys how we say this in Chinese? We say 很舒服,很舒服. In Chinese they say 很舒服. Very comfortable. I feel very comfortable right now. Pretty comfortable. Let me see something. I'd like to do something on my phone, but I'd like to do some exercises. think it'd be better to leave it right. I'm gonna leave the stream like this for today. I think it's okay for the stream. Okay, guys. For today's stream, we are going to end here.